Hey, Lucas here. So here's another review from a figure under Bandai Tamashii Nations. So we do have here a Tamashii exclusive Makai Kado Midnight Sun Dan, a Makai Knight from the Garo series. So as an exclusive figure, you'd expect that most figures coming out from that label, it would be sold in brown box, but sometimes they would just deliver it to you without it. But for me, it's a must. It always comes with one. It should be. So there's nothing much here, just a brown box, mailer box, and then the actual figure, of course, is inside. So here's the actual packaging of the figure, as you can see. So we do have here a very artistic look of the figure itself, the character. As you can see here, there's a Makai Kado logo there, the name of the figure or character, and then the Bandai logo right here with the Tamashii Nations logo. Under that, some information in Japanese, and yeah, a preview of the figure here, and another one here. It's the same. Okay, and at the back of the figure, it's just a very limited preview of the figure itself. So let's go ahead and open the figure. So there's nothing much inside. So it came with a instructions manual in case you don't know which part goes to where, because it comes with a alternate hands. As you can see here, it came with a default closed fist, an open splayed relaxed hands, and a weapon wielding hands right there, and the instruction on how to put the scarf at the back of the figure and how to place in the staff or the spear of the figure. I do hope that they add on some Tamashii stand for this one. So as you can see, it's being served into one tray. Let's go ahead and open the figure so we can check out the details of the figure. So there you go. I kinda like the smell of a freshly opened action figure. Actually, this was announced, I think, sometime around April of 2017. I think I was able to order mine sometime around October or December of last year, and arrive April of this year, April of 2018. And this is the last, actually this is the last figure that I ever purchased. Yeah, because of some stuff that I have to deal with, life and all that. So yeah, probably this would be the last piece that I will ever purchase. So here's the figure, going back here. So the figure stands at least 7 inch tall. Check out the detailing here. The eyes is painted. Alright, as you can see here. Okay, the color scheme is white and some pearl-ish theme on it, and some green here. I forgot what this is called, but yeah, it's a mixture of light green, white, and pearl white. Okay, so here's the head. It has some amazing sculpt, something that you can expect from this line. Alright, it doesn't have any hinges here for the toe articulation, as you can see, and there's some sharp stuff going on here. So the detailing of the figure is really nice. Right. So you can see there's some detailing here on the neck, and I'm not sure if you can see it, but it's there. It's very nice right there. Okay, So yeah, so for the articulation of the figure, let's start off with the head. So the head can go upward and downward. It can tilt a little bit thanks to the ball joint here on the neck, connecting here on the upper neck. And then there's an interconnecting piece again from neck going to the body. It's a ball joint again. So it helps the figure to add more range of motion. So you can see, you can swivel it, you know, since it's a ball joint, it can do a lot of awesome stuff with the head. And then this piece here, the shoulder guards, they place in a ball joint right there, so it helps the figure to add more range of motion, so it won't hinder whenever you try to pose the figure with some dynamic posing on the arms and on the shoulders. And this piece here, right here, is a independent one, so you can see it kind of moves like that. Yeah. And for the shoulders, I think it's on a hinge right there. Let me just remove this right here. I think this one can be removed for some reason. So there's a hinge right there on the arms, on the shoulders here, interconnected through a ball joint, so it can move like that. So it has a bicep swivel, so you can see a double hinge elbow. Like I said, double hinge elbow, that. So it has a good range of motion. And for the arms, it's on a ball joint on a hinge right there, as you can see. So it can move like that. Just be careful though when you're trying to replace parts. And I think this one is removable. See the wristband or the wrist armor parting. So be careful, you might misplace that. So the arms can extend that far. Okay, and then it has a ball joint here interconnecting through the abdominal part of the figure. So as you can see, it can tilt, it can wiggle, it can do a lot of poses. And then for the abdominal part, it can bend as far as that. Okay, and then it can tilt as far as that. So it's a very nice thing that they really focus more on the articulation side of this figure compared to the initial equipment prop Dan figure that they initially released way back, which we will review later on. We will do a comparison. But for some reason, this part here was removed. I think we can just fix that later on. It's not it's not broken or something. It's just interconnected with this part here, with the snap-on thing. So I think they initially added that feature. There you go. That feature so that the legs can do some motion without having this hindering the motion on the legs of the figure, as you can see. Kind of dig it. And then this here is a separate piece, so you can see it wiggles. And for the legs, I think mine doesn't do split. So you can see here, it's an interconnecting piece there on a ball joint, but mine doesn't do split much. This is how far it goes. And then it has a thigh swivel, As you can see, it has a tie swivel. It can move as far as that, and there's some detailing here again, some net armor thing. It's awesome. And it has a double hinge joints. The feet can move upward, way downward, as you can see. Let's go back. Upward, way downward, and it can tilt. Oh, as you can see, there's a pivot right there. So it's nice. This figure really packs with good articulation. It's a good thing that they really did focus on the articulation of this figure. There you go. And then for the other parts of it, as we've seen on the manual, so it came with this translucent detailing here. It's supposed to be a scarf, but yeah, they haven't really ventured out in using what do you call it, wired capes, cloth capes that are very common nowadays from a different toy lines. But it's in translucent red, as you can see. Then it has some detailing here on which part goes to where, left and right. But I think it really varies on which part you really want to put this in, depending on what posing you would like to do with the figure. Like this one can go with this with the left, and the other one should go with the right. It really depends on your taste. And just be careful though, because since this is a peg, you might break it. It's with regards to the durability of the figure and some parts of it, I can send some which better compared to the sister brand of this figure, which is the S.I.C, or the previous equip and prop figure that was released, which is really prone from breakage. But for this one, it's really stable. I'd say I think the right word there is more stable. Maybe I can just work on that later on. So finally, I was able to attach the scarf here. So what I did was I gently pulled off the shoulder pads here, as mentioned earlier, that it's being supported by a ball joint here. As you can see, there's a ball joint there. I just hope it can focus. You can see, as you can see, there's a ball joint right there. So just be careful that you might break this damn thing off. But yeah, I think it's a bit stable, but you know, still, it's better to be safe than to be sorry. Anyway, so I pulled that off, and then I attach the scarf accordingly here on the peg hole right there. And now I'm about to put it back on. There you go. So it's there. As you can see, it can move upward. It can move downward. No, not downward, but it can be, you know, relaxed like that here. And then it can tilt. Sometimes this part right here kind of hinders it, as you can see, because the corner here of the cape has a hindrance here of the detailing on the back, or vice versa. The detailing here on the back kind of hinders the scarf. And that piece, it's not really a huge deal. There's a nice sculpting going on here. So there you have it for the translucent cape. I would still go with a wired cloth cape maybe soon. I think Bandai can come up with that concept for their S.I.C and Makai Kado figures. Then going here on the weapon, so surprisingly, I think it's a 5-piece weapon. As you can see, this part here can be removed. this piece here can be removed, and this piece here can be removed as well. So that's a total of what? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 5 pieces. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So this spear is a very, very long weapon. But it should be. It's a spear. It's not made out of die cast, but it's still sharp, so you need to be careful. And this still packs with nice sculpting and coloring. So you can see some nice details here. You just need to be careful that you might break this thing off, since it's not made out of die cast. Some nice detailing here. It's a good piece, and obviously since these parts here can be taken out piece by piece, this is how we place in the weapon. So here's the weapon wielding hand. So you just need to insert the hand right here, then place it right here. Okay. You just need to remove the hand. You just need to be careful that you might also break the joint right there on the hands. Always be careful. Though the durability of these figures is far more better with compared to the Makai, compared with the equipment prop line. But still, you still need to be careful. It's better to be safe, guys. So there you go for the aesthetics and accessories of the figure. So here's a comparative part of this review. We do have the Makai Kado line here and the equipment prop. So this figure was released, I think, a decade after this was announced. And as you can see, there's a huge difference as far as the height goes. This is far more taller than this one. One of the reasons, I think, is that the abdominal part here, as you can see, this is a well exposed piece right there, and this seems like it's a one part piece. So originally, the equipment prop, the main characters of it came with a human form. Then you will just attach the armors, or you can convert it into human forms. That's the main concept of this line. Compared to this one, they focus more on the articulation of the figure and the details as well. So the differences that I've noticed is that, number one, well, the color scheme, it's pretty much the same. They came with a pearly white-ish style of color scheme with a light green wash on it. It's just that the light green wash is much more visible to this line compared to this figure. Second thing is the dangling earrings, as you can see on this figure. I'm sure if you can see it, but there's like a detailing here on the earpiece right there. It's an earring. Compared to this one, it's just a one solid piece right there. It doesn't move. I think this is the only one that moves. Second is that it came with a translucent plastic eyes, compared to the Makai Kado, which is just, they just painted it with vibrant red, and that's about it. But I think it's still up to you whether you're gonna purchase this one or both. Yeah, it's still up to you. As you can see, as you've seen earlier, this part here can move, while this piece right here, it's a one piece here, sculpted together with the shoulder guards here. So it doesn't move, it's already there. It would hinder some movements, range of motion and dynamic posing and the likes. The articulation, it's very limited. I already made a review of this, I think, a year ago. Yeah, you can just check it out. We're just doing this just to compare the two figures. And then for the weapon of the figure, so we do have here the equip and prop and the Makai Kado. So as you can see here, the height is pretty much the same. I'm not sure if you can see it, but yeah, it's pretty much the same. And the only difference is some sculpting and color schemes that they use on these weapons. As you can see, this one's darker, this one is a bit more goldish. Alright, they have the same weight. I think they use pretty much the same material, except for a fact that since as you've seen earlier, this piece is a 5 interconnecting piece. This one, it's just 3. So you can see there, it's using a more solid material. I think it's a die-cast peg compared to the Makai Kado, which is using a translucent plastic. I'm not sure if it's a big deal to you guys, but it's not really to me. So there you have it for the weapon of the figure. You just need to be careful again because this one is sharp as well. Actually, the Makai Kado is far more sharper than the equipment prop, but still, you need to be careful. So here's a comparative part of this review with the size comparison. So we do have here the 6-inch SH Figure Arts Batman figure from the Justice League movie and the Black Series Stormtrooper from Hasbro. And then we do have the Marvel Legends Doctor Doom figure, a 6-inch scale figure, and a Mezco Hellboy. See there. And lastly, we do have the S.I.C. Kamen Rider Ichigo figure. So they're pretty much within the same scale. So yeah, so my final thoughts about this figure, it's still a sure get. If you can still purchase the equip and prop and this one both, you can go ahead, but I would still go with this one first. It packs with good articulation, with good detailing. So yeah, you can check it out on your online stores or on your hobby stores. If you can order one, might as well grab it as soon as you can, while you know supplies still last. Yeah, so please do check me out on Instagram. You can follow me there, like my Facebook page, and please subscribe to this channel. So thanks for checking out this review, and if you have questions, just feel free to comment down below. Later.